Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the City of Tempe Housing Authority meeting. Item number 2 is called to the audience. The Housing Authority Board welcomes public comment at this time only for items listed on this agenda. There is a 3-minute time limit per speaker. Madam Clerk, are there any cards this evening?
None received for this meeting.
Okay, thank you so much. That brings us to item number 3, which is approval of City of Tempe Housing Authority meeting minutes from January 25th, 2024. Do I have a motion? So moved. It's been moved by Board Member Navarro and seconded by Board Member Hodge. To go to the prison discussion computer screen. There we go. Please vote. Nope. You know what? I will do a roll call here. Board Member Chin. Aye. Board Member Garland.
Aye.
Board Member Navarro.
Aye.
Board Member Adams.
Aye.
Board Member Keating. Aye. Board Member Hodge. And Board Member Drummond?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. That item passes unanimously 8-0. Next up, item number 4. The only item under the section is 4A, which is to hold a public hearing to obtain citizen comment pursuant to federal law and adopt a resolution approving the Public Housing Agency Streamlined Annual Plan for fiscal year 2024-2025 and related certifications for the Housing Choice Voucher Program funded through the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. The PHA Annual Plan serves as Tempe's application for funding for the HCV program. It includes information regarding the city goals, objectives, policies, and programs. The resolution also approves revision to the Tempe Housing Agency Administrative Plan template and policies and acceptance of additional housing choice vouchers that may become available from HUD. Is there a statement from staff on this, or am I good to just keep going? All right. Are there any comments received from the public, Madam Clerk?
Nothing for this item. Thank you.
Sounds good. Council members, any, or I should say board members, any comments or discussion? All right, seeing none, I will look for a motion to adopt resolution number THA R2024.01. It's been moved by Board Member Adams, seconded by Board Member Hodge. I'll do another roll call here. Board Member Chin? Aye. Board Member Garland?
Aye.
Board Member Navarro?
Aye.
Board Member Adams?
Aye.
Board Member Keating? Yes. Board Member Hodge? Aye. Board Member Drummond?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. That item passes unanimously 8-0. That brings us to item number 5, Housing Authority Governing Board updates for the quarter ended March 31st, 2024. Irma, do you have a presentation this evening? All right, come on up. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Woods, council members, city manager, and Chousty. My name is Irma Holland-Buchain, and I'm the Community Health and Human Services Deputy Director. I am joined tonight by 2 of my colleagues, Sherry Rico and Christopher Grusbeck. So we're here to give you an update as to what housing has been up to the last couple of months. So the work that we perform and the work that we'll be discussing today are related to 4 City Council strategic priorities. So in 2023, the Tempe Housing Authority administered over $13 million in housing assistance subsidies, and they were paid out to these housing choice voucher types that are on the screen. And all in all, we have the capacity to assist 1,233 households with housing assistance, by the way. Since August, we've steadily been pulling people off of our new wait list and offering them housing assistance. This slide illustrates where various folks are in their housing journey in leasing up in our community. So 54% have found a home, 35% continued their search, and 11% have had their housing voucher expire, and we've moved on to offering the voucher to another individual or family who may need the assistance. So over the last several months, you've heard me talk about the importance of getting our leasing numbers up. And I wanted to show you over the span of a year, our month-over-month improvements. So typically when I'm before you, I'm speaking to you in terms of what happened a quarter ago and data that's been highly vetted by HUD. Today, we're going to be talking to you in terms of data that is HUD vetted, but the months of December through March are our projections. And so what you're going to get is a mix of HUD numbers and our projections. So when I arrived nearly, well, almost 2 years ago, our leasing was around 76%. It got as low as 74%. And so today, I'm very proud to share with you that we are reporting nearly 97% lease up in our vouchers, meaning that 90% of our vouchers, our voucher capacity is being utilized by vulnerable families here in our community. Over the course of the next 5 slides, Sherry Rico is going to take you on a deeper dive into some leading indicators for this great housing performance. So, want me to drive?
Okay. This slide shows that we have issued 210 vouchers from August 2023 through March of 2024. Of those, 114 have leased up, 23 expired, and 73 are currently still searching for their units. This next slide shows the average time for someone to go through eligibility from the time that we first send them a letter notifying them that they've been pulled from our waiting list. You can see it's around a little bit over a month. For our larger families in the 5-bedroom units, it does take a little bit longer because there's more family members, more documents to obtain. This time frame is largely dependent on the applicant's ability to return the documents that we request. Next one. This is the average time it takes a unit to pass inspection. Shows the number of days from the time we received a request for tenancy approval from a landlord until the unit actually passes inspection. You can see it's about 2 weeks. Those larger units, 5 bedrooms, there's more rooms, there's more things that can break, more things that have to be fixed, so they take a little bit longer. The average time to lease up is the time between the applicant receiving a voucher until they can actually move into the unit. You can see it's about 70 days. Again, because of the delay in the inspections for the 5-bedroom units, there's a delay in them being able to move into their units. Okay. This represents how long it takes, from the time somebody leases up until the landlord actually receives that check in their hands. You can see it's anywhere from 5 days to 15 days. This is largely dependent on the landlord returning the documents to us, having a signed contract with them. The 5 bedrooms is a little faster because they're probably private folks, and they're turning it around faster, while the other mix is largely apartment complexes that take a little bit longer to get that information to us. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Christopher, who's going to talk about preferred partnerships.
Thank you, Sherry. I have the pleasure of reporting to you today about our successful efforts of engaging with the Tempe landlord community. The last month, Housing Services hosted a landlord mixer where 65 landlords and property managers attended with us to network and to learn about our programs. And that's significant because we were expecting maybe 10 or 15 and with staff. And so we got a very supportive turnout from our community and from our council members, Hodge and Garland, and the city manager's office. So thank you. The mixer was overwhelmingly positive, where our landlord community thanked us for being able to engage with them, to tell them about what we're doing and what they can expect for the future. And that's a really key component of this success that you saw, is those relationships with that landlord community in the private market. The better our relationships are with them, the better the chance that our voucher holders are able to lease up. So Tempe's landlord engagement approach is centered on the idea that all of our relationships should be preferred partnerships, meaning that where we collaborate, where we show mutual respect for each other, and where a high value experience is expected. And that's all with the aim to support our landlord partners to help them do what they do best, and that's provide a home for Tempe renters. Next slide. The impact of this preferred partnership approach is shown here. And so this is just a point in time between March of 23 and March of 24, where we were able to add 211 new homes to voucher holders. 64 new landlord partnerships were created, which resulted on that trending of 97% of voucher renters living in stable housing. And of course, a significant economic impact to our community. To stay successful, we're going to deliver more programs to keep that preferred partnership going. And these 4 areas are where we're going to focus on recruitment and retainment. And we're going to put emphasis on landlord-focused resources, which will help keep long-term rentals in the market open to the voucher. Those resources will focus on educational, networking, training for the voucher program for source of income, additional mixers, and then just that partnership of where we can learn where their needs are and where we can fill that need. And with that said, we have an active survey for our current partners to take so we can know what we're doing well and that where we can know where we can improve so we can understand their needs better and then approach those needs with programming. That input will guide us into the future as well as our vision through our leadership internally and through the vision of the city leadership. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that concludes our presentation. We're available for questions if you have any.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I've got a couple of questions. First, Vice Mayor Adams and Councilmember Garland.
Yes, thank you. You all three did a great job. Fantastic presentation. So it's nice to always see some new faces up here, and so it's really impressive. These numbers are very impressive. I love how you have a quick turnaround for checks, getting checks into the landlord's hands. That's always a good thing. And 65 folks turning up for mixers is really a lot of people. And so you had to do a lot of outreach to get that number of folks to the mixture. So I really am impressed with that. And also, can we go back to the first slide? Okay, the second slide. Thank you. 96, I just really want to point out, this is almost 97% of leasing rates are done and are in. And I mean, that is the number from 81 March 23 to 90, almost 97% is just, it's amazing of the units leased. So I mean, you are all doing a lot right, is what these numbers, I'm a numbers person, and this shows that you're doing a lot right. So keep up the great work. We're here for you. This is a very important issue for us, and I'm just blown away by the presentation. So good job. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Garland.
I just want to say thank you so much for bringing this presentation to us. It was amazing to be at the landlord event that you had. You had really good speakers that I think were very meaningful to the community to be able to listen to. The gentleman, I can't remember his name, but he has a few properties that has tenants in them, and just the stories that he was able to share really kind of lifted everybody else in the room up to realize what a great program this is. And then being able to hear from Councilmember Hodge and her lived experience really was like the icing on the cake. I have heard from so many people after this program about how much they enjoyed being a part of it. They wish they would have known more about something like this when they first started out. But I think we're moving absolutely in the right direction. I think Irma, with you and the staff that you brought on, have made a huge difference in this area. And I just want to say thank you so much for everything that you have done. And I remember the first mixer that we did with landlords that we did was like 3 years ago. There were more staff members there than there were landlord or landlord perspective people there. So you guys have come a long way. You've done an excellent job. Thank you so much. We're going in the right direction, and your leadership, Irma, and your team is incredible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Hodge.
I wanted to say thank you. I love you. I love your team. It's very important. We just had a conversation. The only reason I wanted to say something is because this was the conversation that we just had on our school board meeting yesterday about affordable housing and how we're going to get our most needed community in housing in Tempe. Only thing I have one question is, how many of our voucher houses do we have for seniors? And it don't have to be tonight. I'm just curious of the breakdown of how we have our vouchers. So how much of it is seniors? How much, the age breakdown on that? Because that really I can talk to that, and that's that helps me to tell the narrative of the story. So I'm just curious on that, but
Of course, we don't have that data on us, but we would be happy to even highlight that in our next presentation.
I love that. Thank you. And great job.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Anyone else, any further comments or questions? All right, wonderful. Thank you. Great presentation as always. Once again, this item is just for action only, no action required, just an update only. All right, if there's nothing further, I'm going to move on to item number 6 is adjournment. The next Tempe Housing Authority meeting is yet to be determined, but we will be back in touch with the public when the next one is scheduled.